Patrol to go to Scott Decoste because I was prevented from my rights to turn him in. Nebraska State Patrol didn't do anything. Scott Decoste, like my other predators, pulled the mentally ill thing, and they didn't listen, didn't pay any fucking attention, didn't even try. Now my question is, if Sergeant Jones of Nebraska State Patrol Troop E, after me being told by Troop E previously it wasn't their job, I needed to call a different troop, and that troop told me to call another troop that told me to call another troop. It's all recorded on my YouTube channel. It was nobody's job. They all kept telling me it was somebody else's job. It was definitely the job of the Nebraska State Patrol at that point, wasn't it? When they were telling me, yeah, it's Nebraska State Patrol's job, but you need to call this troop. It's not our problem. Wrong jurisdiction. It was nobody's jurisdiction, nobody's job. Nobody's. Come to find out, that recording with the Nebraska State Patrol telling me over and over it's not their job to police the police. Well, they can't police themselves, and that recording goes back and forth between the two. Dual County Sheriff's Department saying they can't police themselves. I'm down to 15% battery, and all of my external batteries are dead. My channel primer, or whatever it's called Law Enforcement at its Finest. And that was a string of about, I want to say, 10 to 15 days straight of rampant harassment, not only by Jamie Curtis and her goons, but it was also, well, you guys can see it there, restricted number after restricted number after restricted number. Now, my question is, if I was trying to turn in Scott Decoste, and according to Nebraska State Trooper Bill Burr, according to him, he turned it in. When I asked him who it was that was supposed to contact me and investigate it, the names he dropped were Woods and Sergeant Jones. That's in the recording. It's literally nobody's job. Even when it is their job, it's not their job. And then you get to hear after the fact. And also, after I got out of prison, I've got even more recordings where now they're supposed to do their job, but the Nebraska State Trooper that they sent out, Woods, he's not taking the situation serious. He repeatedly didn't return my calls, too, by the way. He also called me and gave me a fucking bogus number. It's not his number. It's the general number that they never fucking return the goddamn call. What's their ratio of returning my calls to? Oh, yeah, they just simply don't. They tell me to call them. I call them nothing. Imagine that. So then Sergeant Jones, she tells me that they did try to contact me previously and that my voicemail wasn't set up. Well, I would believe that if I also didn't have a recording with her live on fucking YouTube where she says she didn't know nothing about it. So we've got Bill Burr claiming Woods and Jones are supposed to do this. We're supposed to do this. Woods and Jones claim that they called me, that it was from a restricted number that they called me from. Well, in specific, Sergeant Jones. Woods didn't make that claim. That was specifically Sergeant Jones who made that claim. Now, if she was calling me, but she didn't know about the complaint, then why did Bill Burr drop her name? And why would she have contacted me if she didn't know anything about it? Like, does this make any sense? No, it doesn't. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Why you keep making me go back to these people with blatant fucking evidence? Oh yeah, it's because there's so much of it. You get overwhelmed and you have a fucking panic attack. Well, at least the people who have seen it in person. My little sister and her niece, unlike Leslie Snell, who at this point, like, I have to do everything I can so that nothing happens to Leslie. I got to do everything I can so that if something does happen to Leslie, that they don't try pretending I did it and go after my family again. They literally threatened, harassed, and intimidated my sister blatantly and openly. Even with my sister letting me know that and me posting it. If you're going to tell me that they're threatening my niece, abso-fucking-lutely, the whole world is going to fucking know about it. Can Scott Decoste do something about public opinion? Yes, he can. Any officer in the country can. They can press false charges against you and then use the media to make it seem as if you were guilty, to cast doubt upon all of your words, to tell people that you're a schizophrenic, and by Zach Richmond's own words, Scott Decoste was telling those people that I was schizophrenic, like I told you he was. He was not just telling medical professionals that I was schizophrenic, not just telling the guards at the prison and at the jails that I was schizophrenic. He was telling Jenny Richmond that I was schizophrenic. He was telling Rod Wright that I was schizophrenic. I have multiple verifications that he was running around saying I was schizophrenic, despite the fact that there are 4, not 1, but 4 mental health professionals, all 4 of which stated very loud and clear that I am not schizophrenic. They stated very loud and clear that I am not delusional. And the excuses by which these officers, when I tried to turn them in, the extent to which they were able to use their badges or their former positions with badges, like in the case with William Barr. They used their badges to insinuate that they were more honest. That's right. These people are trained to be dishonest. Zach Richmond tells me that these cops are allowed to lie to me. A lot of people, they tell me the cops are allowed to lie to me. Why are you telling me to go to people that you know are fucking liars? How much fucking sense does that make to you? Why are you making me go to these people alone when you know that they're fucking liars? That makes zero fucking sense. You know that they're liars, and then you tell me that I have to trust them. You have to trust them. I was told that because of jurisdiction, Nebraska State Patrol, the only people who can investigate that is Scott Decoste. Why is it that Scott Decoste was not the one who investigated? Why didn't he investigate Polly Olson? Oh, there's that. Oh, he turned it off. I didn't show my phone fast enough. He keeps pointing his goddamn phone at me and his goddamn flashlight. Why is it that Polly Olson was able to go to Nebraska State Patrol? Apparently, according to Scott Decoste's statement, Polly Olson, who stole $18,000 from the taxpayers of Dula County on her way to prison, you know what? She helped Scott Decoste. All of those deputies, all of the hours, all of the time they spent driving around my house, who paid for that? the American taxpayers, the Dual County taxpayers. The Dual County taxpayers paid to have me threatened, harassed, and intimidated. They paid for my sister to be threatened, harassed, and intimidated. They paid for Scott Decoste, Polly Olson, and many others to cover up their fucking crimes. Polly Olson showed in her actions, by her very own words, that what she did to me was predatory. As I have said many times, everyone in Nebraska is a mandated reporter. You can hear in those conversations that I am letting them know about very real safety issues with the Dual County Sheriff and with Scott Decoste in specific and Leslie Snell. These people have guns. Unlike me, these people have guns. Unlike me, my predators, like Ted Bollinger, he doesn't give a fuck about the law. After Natalie's death and after many threats against my life and others, including Joey Moreno, and I took pictures of that too. I for sure took screenshots of that. If these people are allowed to take pictures from my Facebook and cherry pick, then I am allowed to do the same with my predators. If my predators are allowed to cherry pick from my Facebook, then I'm allowed to show actual evidence from theirs. If my predators are allowed to go to their friends for help, and it's not stalking, but if I go to my friends for help, I'm a stalker. Are you not capable of comprehending the hypocrisy in this? When you say that I am a hypocrite for doing these things back, no, you told me it wasn't wrong for these people to do it. You told me it wasn't illegal for these people to do it. You told me it was not wrong or illegal for these people to do these things to me, but the moment I did it back to them literally exactly the same officers come and arrest me, don't they? Don't they? Of course they do. The horrible thing is that they had to go and manufacture things in order to paint a particular image. They had to cherry pick. They had to omit evidence. And the judge very clearly and openly assisted them in that. And by the end of it, when we still hadn't gotten to a part where there was an actual crime committed, that judge literally himself changed the sentence structure and the actual words said. He changed them himself from the actual words that I spoke, so that the judge himself could make illegal something that wasn't, so that the judge himself could assist in framing me for a crime that was not committed, because I tried to turn in a predator that is his coworker. I tried to turn in multiple predators that were his coworkers. From the Dual County prosecutor, Jonathan Starkey, to Dual County Sheriff Scott Decoste, to his receptionist, who claimed on the papers when she wanted to take me to court, when she knew And her stamp is on the paperwork to show that she was priorly aware of those situations. And she took advantage of situations that in her position of power, she was allowed access to. And she worked together with those predators. Her name is stamped on those pieces of paper. And she claimed outright, lied outright to Judge Derek C. Weimer to get him to sign that piece of paper. That was the first time when I was sent to prison, and I was literally, physically, and psychologically, and financially abused. Again, over slander by the Dual County Sheriff that is verified time and again by multiple recorded conversations with witnesses. Now we've got Jenny Wright claiming to Zach Richmond that I threatened to kill her. We've got Rod Wright claiming to Zach Richmond that I threatened to kill him. So this preacher himself, sorry, he's not an ordained minister. He's not. By Zach Richmond's own admission on that, and that is on my YouTube in my group of evidence that shows that I told the truth. I told on Rod Wright well before Zach Richmond ever did. That's not true. He probably tried to speak up prior as well, but he's given the mental health treatment. He's also one of those people who has different rules for him than he does for me. If you want to grossly reinterpret what it is that I'm saying, literally change the sentence structure and the words and ignore the context and ignore the reason why, literally ignore all of it to help my predator, there is no other way to look at that court date. But she's a pretty blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl. So I'm going to post this on my Facebook. And then, right after that, I'm going to post the one with Leslie Snell if my battery doesn't die. The one where I speak about Leslie Snell, the predator, and the things that she did, and the predators, including registered child molester. Felony sexual assault against a child, and she helped him to get away. And claimed on her paperwork that she didn't have any other court stuff with me. Really? Because I was trying to get a court date and turn her in for the crimes that she had committed. And she had her paperwork all over my paperwork with my other predators. She had prior knowledge and worked together with my other predators to slander my name, and you get to see that, yes, while there are 4 different doctors that I did see on multiple occasions, each one, every single one of them said that I was not schizophrenic and not delusional. But Scott Decoste affected public opinion by pressing false charges against me and making it look like I must have committed a crime, because that's how they do it. They use the media to make you a target, and false charges and false accusations. And he did these things in Chapel, Nebraska, blatantly and openly, and got away with it. Is continuing to this day to get away with it. So we'll also post up Zach Richmond's stuff. And we will also post up my court date. If my battery doesn't die, let's see what percentage we're at. 8%. We will not have time, but I'm going to try. I'm going to end this video right now. Be safe.